Live from clickorlando.com and WKMG, we're getting results in your neighborhood, now at noon.
Now at noon, that morning and afternoon commute could be getting more expensive with new dynamic tolling rolling out today on I-4. What that means for your drive to work.
Plus, a workshop being held today to talk about a permanent memorial for the victims of the Pulse nightclub shootings before construction bids begin. We begin, though, with the rainy weather. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Bridget Ellison.
And I'm Justin Mormouth. Here's a live look outside from our camera overlooking Daytona Beach. Yuck. A much different story than the beautiful weather we saw yesterday.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely a soggy Monday. Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos is here to tell us how long this is going to stick around.
Yeah, and the yuck weather continues even further inland. Downtown Orlando Skycam right now brought to you by Light Orlando, delivering hope together. We're at 63 degrees. The rain icon has been there pretty much all day. Off and on rain will continue. You notice here we will keep that chance of rain at least until about the evening, and then we're going to start dialing back those rain chances as we go into the overnight hours. The culprit for all this gross start to the work week is this area of low pressure right now developing in the Gulf as it continues to traverse right over the Sunshine State, which, by the way, we are not living up to our name today. Will continue to bring in rounds of that rain. So again, the bulk of the rain still offshore. So we're going to continue to see a lot more green on the radar. There will be some pockets that we might pick up a little bit of those heavier downpours, maybe some gusty winds, an isolated lightning strike or two. But for the most part, this is just beneficial rain, as most of us here in Central Florida are still under at least a moderate to severe drought at this point in time. We are seeing a little bit of a break right now in parts of Osceola and Brevard, but that won't last long. We'll have more details on how much longer this will go, hour by hour, coming up in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Candace. It's been nearly 9 years since a gunman killed 49 people inside Pulse nightclub in Orlando.
And final plans from the Pulse Nightclub Advisory Committee were sent to the City Council for a vote earlier this month.
And News 6's Emily McLeod was at that meeting this morning as the council was given a presentation. What have they talked about so far, Emily?
Yeah, Orlando city officials were extremely appreciative of the thought and consideration that was put into the presentation they saw this morning. They saw several renderings, which honors the lives lost, gives a space for the people who survived, and also has several multicultural elements. The designers also suggested taking some seating elements from the current Pulse Memorial and repurposing them into the new memorial. They say not only does this show sustainability, but it also helps to tell the entire story of the Pulse Memorial. Now, construction is set to kick off in 2026 along with a 10-year remembrance event, and construction is expected to be completed in the second half of 2027. We'll have more on this story coming up later today on News 6, but for now, reporting live in City Hall, I'm Emily McLeod, getting results, News 6.
Emily, thank you. Investigators in Tavares are searching for a man related to a child abuse investigation after a young boy was left in critical condition. This is the man investigators say they're looking for, 36-year-old Andre Walker. On Saturday, investigators say they responded to Advent's Health Waterman, where a boy was brought in by his mother and another man with injuries consistent with abuse. That boy had to be airlifted to a hospital in Orlando, according to police. Investigators say they arrested the mother, 37-year-old Kimberly Mills, and she gave them Walker's name. If you have any information, you're asked to call Tavares Police.
And we're looking for more answers this afternoon following a young boy's death after he reportedly shot himself with a gun he found in a family vehicle. Investigators say the parents were inside the house when they heard a loud pop coming from outside and immediately drove him to the hospital after finding him with a gunshot wound. Investigators say the 4-year-old was then airlifted to a hospital in Orlando. At last check, the parents are cooperating with investigators. There's no word on potential charges. Davenport police are expected to hold a briefing on this today at 3.
Taking a live look over I-4, where a new dynamic tolling rollout is starting today for the express lanes. When traffic is worse and the express lanes are seeing some more usage, tolls will be more expensive. News 6's Mark Lehman is seeing how this could affect your commute.
Well, the city of Leesburg is meeting later today to talk about the future of fluoride in their drinking water. Late last year, we told you they were planning a $600,000 project to add fluoride. Now the city manager has concerns over legislation that could ban additives to drinking supplies across the state. In a release, the city manager said Leesburg should stop their plans to add fluoride to the water supply. Today's meeting is set for 5:30.
It's an issue in schools across the country. Super speeders making it dangerous for kids.
It sure is. And today, one county is taking action to ensure the safety of students. Coming up, the school system where 15 school zone speed cameras went live this morning. You're watching News 6 at noon. Getting results. We'll be right back.
Introducing the new $25 million Gold Rush Multiplier Scratch-Off from the Florida Lottery. No matter what's happening where you live, trust Sky 6 to get you the bigger picture. Exclusively sponsored by attorney Dan Newland.
It's a story we've been covering for a while. School zone speed cameras being put in place to keep students safer.
Yeah, and today several of those safety measures went into effect for schools in Osceola County. News 6's Angie Casada was there to see the launch. All right, let's get you back outside. Here's another live look. This one from the Launch Credit Union Port Cam overlooking Port Canaveral. Got quite a bit of rain this morning. It'll continue through this afternoon, but it is much needed here in Central Florida.
It is, and I'm sure some are picking up much more measurable amounts. And Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos is monitoring that, so can't put the umbrella away just yet.
No, poor Angie's been living under her umbrella since this morning, and I mean the rain has been pretty consistent throughout the majority of the day, and will continue, guys, as we head into the afternoon. Even looking at maybe even some heavier rain, kind of picking up by the second half of the day. So rainy conditions continue as our rain coverage goes up to about an 80-90%. But it's really going to be two different big events going on this week. We got the rain to start the week, but then a cold front to end the week as temperatures are going to be dipping back down into the 60s. Take a live look outside Mount Dora Sky Cam. There's some people still hustling and bustling around downtown. They're just under umbrellas at this point in time. It's just been a really soggy start to the work week. We're at 61 degrees. The icon says it's sunny. I don't believe that one bit. Humidity is still at 100% with that breeze out of the northeast at about 8 miles per hour. Notice all the rain and cloud cover that we are still stuck under across the entire state under the cloudy skies, with us here in Central Florida still dealing with some rounds of rain. At times, our rain is starting to pick up a little heavier. We can see some of them embedded in the darker oranges and yellows. We had some of that just starting to exit the coastline. But again, like Bridget and Justin have been mentioning, certainly measurable rain and beneficial for pretty much all of Central Florida. Right now, a little bit of a lull for parts of Osceola County and southern Brevard, but we have another round of rain that's moving through Polk County that will all continue to move from west to east, all thanks to an area of low pressure that's currently still sitting in the Gulf, but it needs to start moving out to the Atlantic by overnight tonight, early tomorrow, and then we can start drying things out. But now let's check on that hour-by-hour forecast for your soggy Monday.
Sponsored by Strata Air Conditioning and Heating. AC emergency? You ought to call Strata.
So our temperatures right now, we're in the low 60s, which is pretty much where we started this morning. So the temperatures are really not going to fluctuate much. I don't see much of a chance for sunshine in the forecast. That will help warm us up any further. So we're going to keep things in the mid 60s. So it's rainy, it's cool, it's kind of raw out there. And that's going to be the same story all the way as we head into the 8 o'clock hour. As sun goes down, we will start to kind of wrap up some of this rain in the forecast. Highs again this afternoon will be back into those mid 60s. Now with this clouds and rain forecast, I don't want you really looking just at intensity, because I do feel like it's a bit oversold. I don't see us having that widespread heavy stormy weather, but certainly the coverage is right on point. By about 5, 6 o'clock, that's when things will start to wrap up. We will see a little bit of wraparound moisture early Tuesday morning as that low pushes out towards the Atlantic. So we're going to hold the rain chance about a 40%, but that again will be for the first few hours of your Tuesday. Beneficial rain. Look how much of Central Florida right now is under a moderate drought, and that hopefully will start to improve after today. And also some good news with the rain. I haven't seen pollen numbers this low since I can't remember, to be honest with you. So certainly beneficial for allergy sufferers. It looks like we will be warming up, though, back into the 70s throughout the rest of the week.
All right, looking good once we get past today. Thank you, Candace. About 7% of veterans will suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder at some point in their lives.
But there's support out there, and some veterans who have found solutions are doing what they can to build awareness. Coming up, how one group is helping veterans with PTSD find battle buddies for brighter days. This morning on Breakfast with Bridget, increasing awareness for mental health care and options for veterans. T.D. Hood is a veteran who suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder after serving 5 years in a combat-related environment. He sought therapy for his stress and anxiety and now wants to encourage other vets who might be struggling to reach out. With the help of his therapist and Canines for Warriors, Hood was able to find a forever friend there in Cooper, his service dog, a process that he says has changed his life for the better.
They're saving 2 lives because they get the rescues off the street, like Cooper, and then they train them up for individuals like myself, and then they save a dog, and then they save a veteran.
Yeah, and Canines for Warriors has placed more than 1,000 service dogs since 2011. For more on that, click on this story at clickorlando.com under features and Breakfast with Bridget.
Well, it's not quite where you'd expect to see some bright lights, but it is still a dazzling show coming up where astronomers believe the lights around Milky Way's black hole are coming from.
Love the arts? We've got you covered. Sign up for our Setting the Stage newsletter at clickorlando.com.
It's a dazzling light show somewhere you might not expect. Astronomers say they spotted bright flashes near the Milky Way's black hole. They say they found it using the James Webb Space Telescope and saw a rapid-fire display as well. There were some sort of flashes and then longer, blinding, bright flares of light on a daily basis. Astronomers say while black holes are invisible, the lights come from a swirling disk of hot gas and dust from just beyond the black hole's horizon. They say it could explain how black holes behave and then feed on their surroundings.
I don't get it.
I don't get it. I'm also kind of terrified by reading that.
It's raising more red flags.
And I
What's coming out of that black
I don't know
hole?
if I necessarily want to go down that rabbit hole today.
I see what you did there. Listen, at the end of the day, here on Earth, this planet, we're looking at a decent shot for some rain. No big storm or severe weather threat. That's just going to be beneficial rain. I'm not going to say it's a drought busting, but maybe, a little drought denting as we are certainly seeing some beneficial rain. Temperatures will be back to near 80 degrees on Thursday before another nice little cool down. Don't put away the sweaters just yet on Friday.
All righty. Well, join us again at 4 for more news and weather. We break news on clickorlando.com.
Hope you have a great Monday. Stay dry. Take care. Thank you.